Mabuhay, or in Kapampangan, luwid kayo. When I first told one of my former teachers in the Philippines that I'll be visiting the motherland last summer, the first thing she asked me was to bring or find any used pencils that I can gather and bring it back home in the Philippines for her students. She's now a public school teacher in the Philippines, and she invited me to visit her new school. She then told me that many of their students who come from impoverished and marginalized communities don't even have access to basic school supplies such as pencils, that they cannot even take their own test in schools because they don't even have enough pencils for all the students. And as a result, this also discourages many of the students from even attending schools. So at first, I sent her this picture. A bucket of old used pencils that I found in one of the storage rooms in this university where I work at. But when we got there, we surprised her with boxes and boxes of new pencils, enough for all the students in their entire school, all 1,090 of them. When we got there, a part of me was sad to see such state of public education in the Philippines, in one of the fastest growing metropolitan areas in the Philippines, where I grew up. Growing up in the Philippines, we've always been aware that there's always a problem when it comes to public education. But growing up in the Philippines, you also see how education is always promoted as this key to get you out of poverty. Yet the system itself does not always allow that to happen. But seeing their smiles and how excited they were was really heartwarming. It reminds you of how many of us take our privileges for granted. It makes you realize how simple gestures can spark joy in the eyes of these young children, many of whom have been left behind by progress, have been neglected by society. And it makes you realize how much work is still needed to be done. So yeah, it was a very grounding experience. And cliche as it may sound, the children really are our future. We really must invest more, not just in education, but supporting them and helping them succeed holistically. We must look beyond the surface and dig deeper into the roots of the problem, instead of simply criminalizing them. This whole experience reminds us that sometimes a simple gesture can go a long way, especially in these communities. But it also makes you think that there are bigger struggles out there that we can only overcome if we work together, that each and every one of us has a role in this struggle towards achieving justice, peace, and prosperity in our communities. But nothing will change unless we act on it. And that is it for me today. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. See you next time on Tagalog Kita Kids and in Kapampangan, Mikitix.